What's up everybody, my name is Rav. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. This channel is dedicated to full-time camper van living, and me living full-time in this vintage 1982 classic camper van that I call Bertha. Anyway, if you're not familiar with today's format, this is the Tuesday format. It's a new format. It's called Real Talk Tuesday, where I just talk van life. Today's the California primaries, so we're going to be talking a little bit about California. If you watched my last video, I wanted to apologize to you guys because that's not really what this channel is. That video you probably was looking at going, what is this? Just wanted to let you guys know that my computer crashed. My MacBook Pro had the hard drive go out of it. I've got a new hard drive in it. Thank you to my very good friend Noah. Gave me a hard drive to put in it. I couldn't get the stuff off of the old hard drive because the backup didn't work, but I finally got everything off of it, and now I have probably 10 vlogs for you guys from me working cattle with my brother on the ranch in Texas, moving bulls. We moved 29 bulls one day, Tucson. There's just a lot of videos on there that I need to try to get put together. But the Dallas video that was on there, I lost some of that footage. I lost one 8-minute clip that did not transfer right in the backup. It was corrupted. So there was 8 minutes of that video that was gone. And some of that was amazing drone footage in that video that didn't come out. So my youngest son was in that video. I wanted to get that video up so he could see it because he knew I'd filmed it, and so it was all the B-roll that I'd filmed, and I just threw a little B-roll footage thing together. So I know it's not what I usually film, and it's not my usual format, but the other videos that I have coming up, if I've lost footage like that, I'll just try to do some monologue like this to give you an idea of what you're going to see. It's what I probably should have done with that video as well. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to my list here, because I've made a really long list, and it is actually really hard to get through really quick. Before I get started, I want to tell you guys there is a new app that's out there and a new website that I'm all signed up for, and it is called Epic Nomad TV. And I will put a link down in the description below. You can find me on there, you can follow me on there, and it's a pretty cool little app and website for us nomads. And there's going to be a Nomad movie coming out, and those guys are based in Texas, so it should be pretty cool. So anyway, that's what this video is I'm going to be talking about red California compared to red Texas compared to blue California. Did I really say blue? What? Anyway, it's going to be comparing the red state of Texas to the blue state of California. Going to try to keep the politics out of this, but if you're a Facebook friend with me, I've been ranting about the stuff that is going on in California by the blue, yes, the Democratic politicians in the state. So we're going to compare some of the things. Here we go. So Texas red versus California blue. Number one Texas pluses. Cheaper gas, cheaper everything. Across the board, everything is cheaper in Texas. Gas is usually at least $1 a gallon, sometimes more than $1 a gallon in Texas. We're paying $3.69 to $3.99 right now here in Los Angeles. And I've seen it over $4 a gallon. But on average, it's about $3.69 to $3.99. What are you paying where you're at? Leave a comment down below, let me know. Because when you have a 50-gallon tank like I do, you're looking at $150. To fill that up, which I can go about 330 miles. In Texas, I could fill up for $80. 80 to 100 max. The cities are very clean in Texas compared to LA, San Francisco. They're dirty. There's lots of rundown places. Lots of homeless people. Lots of crime. In Texas, the roads are amazing. Absolutely amazing. You can drive everywhere, rural areas everywhere. You have pretty nice roads. In California, the roads are crap. Amazing free campsites in Texas, but there's no BLM land. Zero BLM land in Texas. None. But there are some amazing free campsites at different lakes and stuff like that. There are a few free camping places in California, but they're really few and far between. And it's mostly just rural, dry camp parking, just in the desert or somewhere with no campsites. Any place with a campsite, even a little park, you usually have to pay for it in California. Texas, there are free campsites. Fire rings, barbecue grills, covered tables, completely free, right on the lake, right by the water. not in California that I found. If you know of any, let me know down below, because I don't know any. It's just a super RV friendly state. Texas is a super RV friendly state. You can also use it as your domicile or your permanent address, like the Escapees Club. A lot of people choose Texas as their home state. Guns are legal there. I don't know if that's a plus or a minus. That's going to depend on your politics. I think it's a plus because I live in California where guns have the strictest gun laws in the states and crime is rampant here. So I would rather have a gun, carry a gun more here than I would Texas. Honestly, I'd rather stay in downtown Dallas with no gun than downtown LA with no gun, if that makes sense. So guns are legal pretty much everywhere in Texas, and you can get a concealed carry if you're not a felon. Now, there are some exceptions to Texas. Let me run through those right quick, because those are Austin. Austin and Dallas is quickly becoming this way as well. Dallas has really fell off compared to what it was when I was there and living there back in the early 2000s up to 2006. And from the 90s to 2006. Dallas was a beautiful, very clean city. It's become democratically controlled and it's going downhill quick. It's very quickly becoming LA. There's lots of places on the outskirts of Dallas that are ghetto as hell, that when I lived there were very nice, beautiful little suburb communities. Not anymore. They're like downtown LA, ghetto as hell. And Dallas is falling off quick, and I think it's because it's becoming very liberal very quick. Lots of blue coming into Dallas. Austin is entirely liberal now. There's no free parking anywhere. You have to pay for your bags at Walmart. You know, it's all the stuff that you find here in California. Oh, the housing prices are skyrocketing because people are fleeing out of California. They're flowing out of California like water, but everywhere they go, they turn it into California, exactly where they just left. I don't get it. Texas negatives. The biggest negative is cops are dicks. I mean, they are just absolutely holes. I've lived in California for going on 12 years. I've had interactions with cops. Never had one to be like a real... While I was visiting Texas for 3 weeks, I had an interaction with a cop. He was not 100%. He was 130%. He was a full-on kid. Completely. Cops in California just pretty much doing their job. You're going to run into some bad apples. 12 years, I haven't. Go to Texas, I have. When I lived in Texas, every time I had an interaction with a cop, it wasn't a good one. One thing I love about California, the cops are pretty cool. They're just doing their job. This is a big number 2 extreme weather in the winter and summer in Texas, which is not great for RV living unless you're going to run your generators and everything. Where California, it's very moderate temperatures, 75 degrees pretty much year round. I mean, you're going to get a lot of 75-degree weather. I'm not running an air conditioner or anything right here. I'm totally fine today. Been fine all day long. If I was in Texas, I would be dying with no air conditioning and just a couple of windows cracked. Last but not least, people are very high-strung in Texas. The drivers, whew, they're super high-strung. They would get mad at me because I was cruising along in the slow lane like 60 miles an hour. They'd fly up behind me and barely cut around me without hitting me. And then they would cut right back in front of me because they were mad I was going too slow. You get some of that in California, but if you're in the slow lane where you're supposed to be, people go around you. You know, they go around you, put their blinker on, and get back in front of you. I had a wreck while I was in Texas because I was a little nervous while I was driving there, so it made me very timid, and I made a very big mistake and pulled out in front of somebody and got smashed. I drove around LA. The traffic's 5 times, 10 times worse than both of those cities. But people aren't so high-strung. Everybody's just chill, trying to get where they're going. People are maneuvering, going on down the road. They got more important things to do than mad dogging you and looking at you because you're going too slow. California pluses is beaches, mountains, desert. It's beautiful. I think I touched on that. Cops are pretty cool. There's BLM land. No overnight parkings at Walmart. I think we touched on that. People are chill. Weed is legal. I'm not really a weed smoker, but it's legal. I have lots of friends that smoke weed. I'm so happy they don't have to worry about going to prison like they would, or going to jail, or getting big tickets because they're carrying around a freaking joint or a little dime bag of weed or whatever. I think it should be legal in every state in the United States. Another negative to California is pay to park, including street sweeping. So that's a thing they have here in California in the metropolitan areas, pretty much any city. Once a week they have a street sweeper come along. So if you're parked where it's dedicated street sweeping, you have to look at the signs, the no parking signs, which they can be like deciphering a freaking Egyptian pyramid code. Hieroglyphics, trying to figure out these street signs in LA because they're out of control. But there's usually a street sweeping sign to tell you what time, what day you can't park there because of street sweeping, or you'll wake up with a $70 ticket on your windshield because you parked there for street sweeping. I'm talking about right in front of your house. Even right in front of your house, a lot of times you will have to move your car out in front of your house because they're going to be street sweeping. And if you don't, you'll get a ticket. I think that's pretty much going to do it. The city that I'm in right now, Fullerton, California, there is no city parking, street parking overnight at all. Overnight, there's no parking on the street. So even if you're parked in front of your house, you could get a ticket if your car's on the street between like 2 and 6 a.m. because it's supposed to be in a driveway. It's not supposed to be parked on the street. I know people do park in the street. I don't think they get too many tickets, but I have heard that you can be ticketed. So if a neighbor complains or something. That's going to do it for Real Talk Tuesday this Tuesday. Oh, one other thing is I did have someone ask me about insurance. I'm going to be redoing my insurance here because my tags just expired. I'm going to try to get over in Arizona where I can get a 5-year registration, change my plates from California and my insurance from regular, I've just got regular liability insurance. And I want to go and get like full-time RV insurance through like Sam Goody or something like that. So that's going to be at a later date if I go into that more in depth once I've changed and get my tags in Arizona and my plates in Arizona. So the person that asked me about the insurance, stay tuned because we'll be talking about that more in the future. Thank you for joining me again on Real Talk Tuesday. There will be more vlogs coming in the future, guys, so stay patient, stay with me. Hopefully YouTube will get my channel monetized. Come on, YouTube. You're supposed to have 4,000 watch hours in 12 months. I'm at 10,000 almost, and almost 2,000 subscribers. You got 1,000 subscribers. Still not remonetized. I don't know what you're doing, YouTube. Come on, guys. Give me a break, YouTube. Remember, if you can't be good, at least be good at it, and we'll see you next time.